Good morning. If we could have everybody start moving here forward, we'll get going with this morning's presentation. Thank you.
Tom wants you up here. Wheel a chair up, I guess. Yeah. No, I'm sure that wasn't happening. No. It's such an exhausting series of events. We used to have a full head of hair. You got to start somewhere. That's right. It was. Good. You're fantastic. These are not good chairs for classes. I dozed right off. Oh, really? We were testing these chairs early on. But it's different.
That is too far ahead, but if I had one of these in my gear blind, this would be really good.
I have some like this in my gear blind.
I'm close.
Yep. I always joke I'm with the rustic hunting. It's sunny and 75 in my deer blind.
Remember, we will do some little informal tours between after this and after the ribbon cutting and off and pictures. Administrators will group people up if they want to go.
Okay.
Okay, informal, they can do it.
Okay. So I'm going to recognize all our politicians that they're not speaking.
Good. So, way to go.
Good morning. I'd like to welcome everyone to this dedication of our Phase 3 building projects here at Kirtland Community College. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Jack Kramer. I am the Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees here at Kirtland and a retired high school principal from Houghton Lake. Been up in the area for about 45 years and can't think of a better place to live, mainly because of the people that we have here, each and every one of you. And you're each and every one of you a big tribute to Kirtland Community College and to all of our community. So I want to thank everyone for being here and taking part in today's ceremony. Just want to remind everyone that unless you're speaking or eating, please have a mask on, okay? So I'll make that request of you. And also before we get into today's program, I'd just like to take a moment. 20 years ago, September 11th, we'll be celebrating tomorrow the attack on the United States in the World Trade Center. We had over 3,000 deaths that occurred, many, many injuries. And it's important that we never forget. We never forget the heroic actions of those first responders who gave their lives to help try to save others. So before we even begin today's, I'd like for you to take a moment, think back, reminisce, just take a moment to ourselves to pay tribute and honor to those who were around and helped and perished back 20 years ago tomorrow. Thank you. You know, I'm kind of going along with this. This is phase 3 of our building projects, as I said, since we moved out from the Roscommon campus. And many of you have been here for all 3 phases. And today we're here to open this. I mean, just look around this beautiful setting, this event center. But we also have, and please make sure you take a look and go down the corridor and view our police academy. We have the largest group of police academy students in our history taking part now. And, you know, you got to also think a little bit about 9/11. These young men and women, in addition to our nursing students, are part in all of our health programs, will be first responders. So please take a moment to visit the police academy and say thank you to those who are stepping forward. Also, make sure you go to our beautiful automotive department, brand new. If you haven't been to an automotive department to see what happens, take a look down there. Visit that. And for heaven's sakes, don't forget our art gallery. Boy, Dan has just done a marvelous job there. So please, there'll be tours given right after today, after the ceremony here. There'll be, throughout the afternoon, there'll be tours provided by the administrators. So please, take the time to look and see what each of you are a part of. And again, I thank you for being a part of this. I would like to introduce some of the members up here in front of you. Want to start, first of all, by introducing our Board of Trustees, beginning with our President, Mary Ann Farragon. Trustee Roy Spangler. By the way, I think, Roy, you're, where you at? 22 years, I believe it is, that you've been a trustee. One of the longest in the state. Alan Bruder, who comes from Ogama County, represents Ogama County. Tom Ritter, right here from the Grayling area. Amy Knapp, who's from Mile. Myself from Houghton Lake, and Ed Barron, who is from Higgins Lake. Where's that? Okay. So, you know, I wanted to let you know who the Board of Trustees are and where they're from, because it's important to recognize that they represent all the different areas, okay, of our communities. A couple others that I would like to recognize is some politicians, of course, who have taken the time out of their busy schedules to be here. And it's very tough for them to break away, particularly with everything going on. I'd like to first recognize one of our commissioners back here, Mr. Mark Milborn. Thank you for being here. Our state representative from this area, Dara Rendon. And by the way, this is the 3rd time she's been to each and every one of our openings. So I want to thank you for being here. And then, excuse me, from U.S. Congressman John Molinar's office, I would like to introduce Ashton Bortz. Come on, stand up so they can see you. Come on. All right. She's here representing Representative Molinar. So if you have any questions, this is the time to ask them or concerns. But don't do that. This is a fun day. I'm just very thankful that each of you took the opportunity and time to be here. Would also like to introduce or recognize, and he'll be speaking later, the architect of all of our phases here, Mr. Todd Seidel, sitting up here, and the construction manager for all of our projects, Mr. Ed Hunt from Integrity. Where's he? He's on the end. Okay. Our Mr. Dave Lepper, who is the foundation chairman for Kirtland Community College. Okay. We have an alumni with us today, Sean Witherspoon, who will be speaking. Where's Sean at? Oh, okay. He's taking pictures. He's doing double duty. And one of our nursing students, right, a student nurse here, Miss Sarah Tyndall, who will be speaking also. So just wanted to let you know who's going to be coming up. And right now, it is my pleasure. Oh, wait a minute, before I even do that, there's a couple people I better really point out because they're the brains of the operation. You know, Dr. Quinn, you know, he sits in the office, he gets the credit. But let me tell you who the brains are, who's done all the work. Gina Moya, please, you know, she's Dr. Quinn's assistant, all right? She's the one that organized this. So, Gina, thank you, all right? Being the brains, you know, behind every good man, we know there's a good, one of the best right there. And also, Ron Sharp, he's head of our facilities. Is Ron in here right now? But him and his crew have just done an outstanding job. You know, you can imagine the cleanup and trying to get everything ready for today. All right, Ron Sharp and the facilities crew here. Boy, if you get a chance to talk to Ron, please thank him and all of his members. He's sticking. Oh, there he is. All right, he's hiding back there. But Ron, thank you, and thank you to all your crew for your work done getting us together today. Okay, right now it is my privilege to introduce to you the president, the chairman of the Kirtland Board of Trustees, Mary Ann Farragon. Mary Ann?
Good morning, everyone. Well, about 15 or so years ago, my good friend Wayne Copa came to me and said, "We need more education and representation in Grayling." For those of you who don't know Wayne, well, he was setting me up for one of those bullets I wasn't going to be able to dodge. Fast forward to 2021 as we gather again to celebrate the accomplishments of those who have made this building, Phase 3, a reality. I have had the honor of working with many planners, administrators, workers that have taken part in creating this building we see here today. Our mission here at Kirtland is to provide innovative educational opportunities that enhance student lives and build stronger communities. Kirtland accomplishes this mission by providing occupational programs that educate learners for the workforce of the future, providing transfer courses and programs that encourage learners to continue education at other colleges and universities, offering non-credit community and cultural education that enhance the lives of all of our citizens, by offering education to the incumbent workforce, that thereby supporting community economic development, by providing supportive services that mentor learners to become successful while enrolled in classes, by providing activities that encourage the development of community service and leadership skills, by facilitating collaborations with other colleges and schools that enhance educational services in Kirtland's service area, leading to a better educated citizenry, by encouraging innovation among employees and community members for the benefit of Kirtland and its communities. Kirtland provides these services to 23 communities in northern Michigan. Our students come from approximately 95 zip codes and representing 10 states. Due to our changing demographics, it is vitally important that we continue to offer educational opportunities that bring students to our area. With this new facility, Kirtland will provide spaces for educational programs in auto technology, criminal justice, police academy, arts, and graphic design. Kirtland partners with Fiat Chrysler Corporation for our auto technology program. Due to grants and your tax dollars, this is the best equipped training center in northern Michigan. Criminal Justice and Police Academy is considered one of the most sophisticated facilities in all of Michigan. This facility houses our Milo training simulator. This simulator provides digital interactive training in firearms as well as technical judgment training for our students in supporting police and recertification training around the state. Our art and graphic design program provides courses that transfer to a university or to obtain jobs. The department contains spaces for drawing, photography, digital art, ceramics, and general purpose shops. This building includes this field house, a print shop, an art gallery, classrooms, family bathrooms, men's and women's bathrooms, campus security, facilities, maintenance department, shipping and receiving, as well as covered spaces for college-owned vehicles. The field house includes about 35,000 square feet that will be used for basketball, walking, running, pickleball, volleyball, physical training for a police academy, defensive tactics, and other physical activities. It has locker rooms, spaces for storage equipment, and concessions. This space can be rented for events and will be used for graduation for our students. This building clearly assists Kirtland in achieving our goal to provide education and training necessary to make today's students tomorrow's future employees and entrepreneurs that will support and make our community stronger. The level of training this facility is designed to provide will provide learning opportunities for our children and grandchildren for many decades to come. We recognize our success is not possible without the support of our community, our business, our foundation and scholarship supporters, our board members, our employees and students, and most of all, our leader, President Dr. Thomas Quinn. We value the support of our industry, health, and business partners and thank them for being a part of the journey and ask you for your ongoing support in the future. On behalf of my fellow board members, I would like to thank you, the community members who have supported Kirtland for the past 50 plus years and are committed to supporting us for the next 50 years. Wayne, if he's not here, you can let him know that I thank him for all the support and encouragement he's given me over the years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Ann. And just like she got recruited by a former board member, thanks, Roy, for recruiting me here about, I don't know how many years. Anyways, that's how most of us got on this board. Somebody dared ask and twisted our arms a little bit. One gentleman I think I forgot to mention, where is he? Oh, there he is. Tom Ritter. I didn't know if I mentioned him as one of our board members. Tom represents the community of Grayling on the board. So, Tom, I don't know if I forgot you or not, but if I did, you now just got doubled.
We're good.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to bring up two gentlemen. They are the architect for our facilities here, Mr. Todd Seidel, and also the construction manager for Integrity, who, look around and built these beautiful facilities, Mr. Ed Hunt.
Good morning, I'm Todd Seidel from Seidel Architects. It's certainly a great pleasure to be here, and it's hard to believe how fast this all came about. I still think back to a day when I got a call from Dr. Quinn. He said, "I think I've got some land and I've got an idea. What are you doing this afternoon?" And here we are, just a handful of years later, completing 3 phases of construction. When we started this whole campus, we really had some early discussions with staff and with students trying to figure out what do we really want to achieve. And one of the key things we tried to do was create a campus that didn't feel like a sterile college environment or a school environment that's boring. We wanted to create something that brought people together. We wanted to create an environment that students wanted to engage in. It wasn't just a place to attend classes. They wanted to be here and be part of something. We didn't even know what that was going to mean. And you start looking around at what we have as results, and I think we've done a pretty good job. Biggest misconception in the world is when people think, oh, there's the architect, he came up with all this. That is so wrong. We came up with a small part. We start projects like this with talking with staff, with talking with students. We have teams of engineers, everything from mechanical, electrical, civil. One of the absolute most important engineers that people don't realize happen in a building like this is an acoustical engineer, which is why this room has turned out so well. We've had a wonderful interior designer that comes up with these color schemes, and we all at first sometimes shake our head and go, "You sure? Is this really going to work?" And then when we see the results, we're like, "Wow, this turned out great." Some of the key features that we really wanted to maintain in the structure, especially looking at what campuses deal with in northern Michigan. And this was Jason Broge's idea. He said, "I don't want to walk from one building to another and get cold and wet. Make it work." So we've come up with a building that just keeps being, is attached as one big building. And one of the other things that people don't realize is we're set up for the future. We can keep growing. On the end of the building here, we have it set up to add phase 4. And maybe not, but it's pretty exciting to see where we're at right now. It's also the type of the building that we've got. We've got such a unique structure. We have a front entrance, and now we have the tower entrance, which is the new term for this end of the building, where the event center. Kirtland certainly is going to keep growing. We're excited to see the students come here and walk around and just be in awe at what a small community college can be in northern Michigan. We feel very lucky to be part of this. As far as our office goes from Seidel Architects, this is probably the biggest, most career, it's the biggest honor of our career to be working on a building like this. This is certainly our best achievement. The other thing that happens is, most people don't know that I actually sit on the board of directors of Kirtland MTech. So I've been involved in Kirtland MTech for forever, it seems like, and so our passion's with this school. So we're very, very fortunate, and we're very thankful to be a part of it. We just hope that everybody realizes this is a great place for education, and Kirtland certainly teaches excellence. With that, I have Mr. Hunt to continue on about the building.
Well, thank you, Todd. It certainly has been a pleasure working alongside of Todd Seidel these last few years, and being able to be here today, again, talking about Phase 3. What a cool project this is and has been. You think about the building that we're in right now, and Todd talked about the connectivity. All the way from the health sciences building. It's all one corridor that connects us. But think about this building. This houses everything that was in multiple buildings at the Roscommon campus, all under one roof. And that's pretty significant philosophy change for Kirtland. And I think they've seen that it's paying off, with the location of this. But one of the things that has been mentioned is, first-class facility, and it certainly is a first-class facility. Todd mentioned, bringing in an acoustical consultant. Well, what does that mean? That's an individual whose expertise is how to control sound, how to keep sound from going from one room to another, how to have a room be able to be intelligible when someone is speaking. And Kirtland was committed to that because this room alone, the ceiling deck has what's called an acoustical panel up there. I mean, you can't tell from sitting here looking up. These colored panels on the walls, those are all for acoustical control. The big blue panel in the back has special insulation behind it to absorb sound. The mechanical room that is in the corner of this event center has special stuff put in the walls to keep the mechanical equipment noise from filtering into this. And I'm just so impressed with Kirtland through the planning process that they were willing to spend the money so that we weren't in here today having echoing and hard to hear, or when you're in here for graduation, you won't hear the air conditioner kick on. When we say first-class facility, Kirtland really did want to build a first-class facility. Of course, Every construction project has challenges. You know, you're taking a piece of ground and a bunch of imperfect human beings to try to build perfection, because that's what the owners expect, perfection. And this project was no different. The biggest challenge, of course, was the year of COVID. We tried to get ahead of the game through the planning process and bid out, we actually bid out the building shell early so that we could get, you know, steel and these big concrete wall panels ordered and in the production line. And then we bid the rest of the project out late February of 2020. And that might ring a bell to you, what kind of came after late February of 2020. You know, the idea was we were going to break ground and start as soon as the weather allowed in April. That didn't happen. So, you know, we got a late start, you know, later sometime in May, yet classes were still going to start in August of 2021. So how do we make up that time? We had to, you know, get a little creative, and one of the things that we did, normally on a big building like this, if you have a bigger, taller component, you build that first and then build off of it. Well, we had to switch that up because, you know, to build this big room that we're in takes a lot of time, and then we can't start the other stuff till after this is up and done. So the classroom space, you know, was a priority to get that done and ready for, you know, August of 2021. So we had to convince all of our contractors that we need to not build the biggest, tallest part first. We need to build the other stuff first and get that under roof so we could be working on the classroom space and then tackle this. And fortunately, you know, everybody rolled their sleeves up and we figured out how that could work. But that was just one of the challenges. Obviously, when you pulled in the parking lot and came in, there's a couple things that aren't done at the front entry. And that's been another challenge of this year. Many industries have the same challenge. It's getting materials, and so that'll be done soon. You know, we're just happy to be able to be here today and have it, you know, for all intents and purposes, you know, complete. And the few odds and ends will be ongoing here these next few weeks. You know, Todd mentioned it takes a big team of people and consultants and engineers, and you know, we've had really so much fun these last 5 years or however long it's been to be able to work with some wonderful people, and of course the Kirtland staff, you know, on this project with the committee, the small committee that we had, and you know, Jason Broge was still here at that time in the planning, and Dr. Quinn, and then we get into the construction phase, and you know, Ron Sharp was mentioned earlier by Jack, and he's one of the best in the type of work that he does, and also just want to thank my team. They're not here today, but Tim Baker and Steve Hill were very instrumental in getting this put together. And we truly, myself personally, but Integrity Construction Services as a company, feel very, very blessed to have been a part of this facility from day one, when it was just woods out here, and we were walking through Dr. Quinn and Jason and Todd Seidel and I and a few others to try to pinpoint where the first health sciences would go, and with the idea that might add on at some point, someday down the road. Well, here we are 2 phases later. But we just thank you for the opportunity. I'm saying that to Kirtland, and for putting your trust into our company to be able to be your construction manager. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed and Todd, for all the work and your crews that have been, boy, just invaluable for everything that you see going on today. You know, I got thinking while I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking back to, Ed, just what you said. think back what it was about 6 years ago, we met in an open field and had the groundbreaking ceremony, and I asked at that time that everyone take a look this direction and think about the future. That Kirtland, you are the future. And that's, it's kind of neat, just the time which you said. Something else that's kind of neat is when you're master of ceremonies, you can add a little bit and put some people on the spot. And I know you guys have nothing prepared, but our representatives, our commissioner, you've taken time out of your busy schedules and traveled the distance to be here. And I want to give you the opportunity, if you'd like to come up and just say a few words. Representative Brendan, we'll start with you if you'd like to come up. And then Ashton, we'll follow with you. And always got to let ladies first, right, Mark? So Mark will follow, if you choose to.
Well, thank you, and good morning, and what an occasion to be here. Change is something that is a constant in all of our lives. We all see it. We are a changed people from even 20 years ago, before 9/11. Our lives were a lot different. Most of us talked on landline phones, and I'll bet most of us today don't even own one of those. That's a change. Change is here, it's here to stay, and Kirtland has embraced it. My husband was here for the ceremony when the first spade of earth was turned. And it is my honor to be here today because he was also a proponent for change. And the change that Kirtland has embraced is indicative of how we should all accept change. Because in life, with something that is a constant, there are three ways that we can look at it. There are many people who sit there and say, what happened? And there are those people who say, we made it happen. And I believe that's what the people here in this community, the board, and Dr. Quinn have done. They have embraced the change. They have incorporated it into an educational system in a top-notch facility that is a role model, not just for our area, but for many, many schools around the country, because we have looked at our communities, we have looked at the products, we have looked at the needs, and we have looked at ways to keep our children here and continue building these communities. Grateful to be here today, grateful to see this phenomenal facility and to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Rendon. Ashton, would you like to come up and say anything on behalf of Representative Molinar? Well, we thank you for your time for coming up. Mr. Milbourne, one of our commissioners from Roscommon County Board of Commissioners.
Again, congratulations to Kirtland, and in keeping with what Mr. Kramer said earlier, let's remember tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. in front of the Roscommon County Courthouse, we're going to have an honor and commemoration ceremony honoring the 20th anniversary of 2001. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. And please extend my thanks to all the commissioners, not only from Roscommon County, but from Grayling, Ogama, and the Mile Fairview area for the support that all the commissioners have given to Kirtland and our community. So thank you. It's now my esteemed pleasure, and I say so because I want to introduce a gentleman who's been at the forefront for Michigan community colleges. He is the president, was supposed to have been retired, but thankfully for us, he knew if he came today, he'd get another breakfast. You know, he reminded me, I've been to every one of the openings, and I said, yeah, but today's the first day you really got a breakfast. So, you know, he drove up. He's got to hurry and get back because he's got other commitments today. But Mr. Mike Hansen, as I said, is president of the Michigan Community College Association. He works tirelessly, not only here in Michigan with our legislature, but he's known nationwide and has spoken a number of times also down in Washington, D.C. Can't thank Mike Hansen enough, not only just for being here, but for all the work he has done for community colleges, the 28 community colleges statewide, and all of the students, faculty, and staff within those colleges. My pleasure to introduce Mr. Mike Hansen.
Well, good morning, everybody. It certainly is a pleasure to be here. As Jack mentioned, I will be retiring soon, but I've been with the association for 16 years. So I was part of Tom Quinn's list of phone calls where he had a back of a napkin and said, I got this idea, I've got some land, and I'm sort of thinking about some things. And so it's really fun to have been through all of that and watch this evolve into now phase 3 of this project. You know, I think it's hard to refute that these have been some pretty challenging 18 months, not just for community colleges, but for our state and our communities. But you know, you look at a project like this, and you look at the faculty and the staff and the administrators involved, and you just can't help but be awe-inspired by the dedication and work and go-to attitude that it took to keep going through these challenges and create and fulfill a vision like this building. You know, like many of you, I grew up in Michigan. I grew up outside of Detroit, so soon appreciated and learned to appreciate the value of industry in this state. But I also recognize now, 30 years later, that the talent needs, the educational attainment, the skills needed by those industries has also changed, as Representative Rendon was indicating. And so it takes some place like a community college, which I believe are the most responsive and innovative and relevant sectors of education in this state, to be able to respond and come up with projects like this that will help industry meet the challenges of their talent needs for the next century. So I think that we can all be very thankful and appreciative of the vision of this board, these leaders here, to continue to see community colleges as leading in the talent development of this state, to create pathways to the middle class for students and people here in the community. So on behalf of the other 28 community colleges in Michigan and your colleagues around the state, Dr. Quinn, I want to congratulate you and the board for this incredible accomplishment, for the service you provide to the community and the opportunities you provide for students that want to improve themselves. You know, I was an exchange student in Germany many years ago and had never really played basketball here in the States, a little bit, you know, intramural basketball. But there I thought maybe I could be a star. So I joined a basketball team, and at 6'1" and about 100 pounds soaking wet, my coach said, you know what, you got to be the center. And I said, center? I can barely play guard. And you want me to be the center? And he said, yep, and you got to play big. And what he meant by that is that, you know, you don't get anywhere by playing small. You've got to play big. And you see a building like this and a college like this, and it reminds me that this community, this college, we play big. And you're never going to win if you play small. So, Dr. Quinn, congratulations for playing big and creating a building like this. And it's really quite an accomplishment. And I know the rest of the state is very proud of what goes on here at Kirtland. So thank you, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, Mike. Mike talked about the community and students. Since Kirtland has opened, we've graduated over 15,000 students from Kirtland Community College. 15,000 who, most of them, have stayed in this area and has contributed to our communities. That's a tremendous boost to the economy and to the brain power that stays within our communities. And that's our hope with all the different programs that we offer here, that those people still will stay within our communities, live and work and raise their families. We also, and Dr. Quinn is pretty proud of saying it, we have students coming to Kirtland from over, correct me here if I'm wrong, Dr. Quinn, 193, 197 zip code.
Today, 186.
186 different zip codes are attending classes here, not to mention also the online programs that are going on. And I don't know if you've read about it, but Kirtland last week was named #1 in the state for online classes and education. #1 in the state. And again, you might have to correct me, but I also believe we are in the nation, I'm talking the nation here, number 24 for online learning. Kirtland Community College, 24th in the nation. Think about that, all right? Pretty fantastic. And pretty fantastic is the students that come from Kirtland Community College. And it's my pleasure to introduce two of them. One, an alumni from Kirtland, who's going around taking pictures for us, Sean Witherspoon. And also, as I said, one of our current nursing students, Sarah Tiddell. So, Sean, if you'd like to come up, Sarah. Who wants to come? Sarah, thank you.
Hi, everyone. As he said, my name is Sarah. I'm 34 years old. I live in Gaylord, and I'm currently a little more than halfway finished with Kirtland's nursing program. Immediately after high school, I attended Grand Valley State University for a few years, pursuing a degree in health science. Grand Valley's campus greeted me with several new buildings and cutting-edge technology. In fact, their Center for Health Sciences had just been opened a couple years prior to my first year there. Grand Valley provided me with a great education. However, I felt that I was just a face with a student ID number amongst the hundreds of other students in my classes. The only interaction that I had with my instructors was in class during lecture. Being a student at Kirtland has been a lot like my experience at Grand Valley in many ways: new buildings, new technology, and an excellent education. The only difference is that to the faculty and staff at Kirtland, I'm a real person, not just another student ID number amongst thousands of others. Prior to starting Kirtland's nursing program, I asked for advice and what to expect from a then third semester nursing student. What she told me struck me and has stuck with me since. She said, "Don't be afraid to ask for help from the instructors. They really want every student to succeed." And I can attest that that is true. Every single faculty and staff member I've encountered has been incredibly supportive. Everyone seems to go out of their way to help us students as much as possible, such as informing us of the resources on campus, like free tutoring, counseling, or scholarships and other financial aid, and even special workshops on subjects like time and stress management. Our professors understand that not only are we students, we are also mothers or fathers or caretakers of other family members, working adults, or driving from long distances just to attend school. I've witnessed my instructors providing support to my peers over issues they face in their personal lives, issues that are completely unrelated to school. One of my instructors posed this question on a recent quiz: "What can I do to make learning in this class easier and make you more successful?" The behavior and actions of the instructors here at Kirtland have shown me that they are committed to providing a safe and supportive learning environment for all students. Kirtland is rising to meet the current need of students by expanding, updating technology, and making higher education here in Northern Michigan more accessible. Myself and my peers are the future of Michigan's workforce, and Kirtland's dedication to its students will ensure that we are well prepared for our future roles. Thank you.
Hi. It's strange being on this side of the camera. So my name is Sean. I'm a graduate here of the business and the art programs. I have 2 different degrees. And I just want to start off and say that I'm very thankful for Kirtland to select me to be the representative of the 15,000 plus alumni that we've had here since we opened. A lot of those people have gone on to do really great and amazing things, and it's just really an honor to be the person chosen to represent them. So I guess a little bit about me. When I first started Kirtland, I was a junior in high school, took some English comp and Intro to American Government classes. And then after that, I was out of high school, didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I decided, on a whim, really, that I would go to Kirtland, and I chose business management, and I am so thankful that I did that. The instruction that I got here is something that I use every day, and not only was I given knowledge in terms of what was in the books or in my professors' heads, I was really given a toolkit that I can use and apply to my everyday, when I'm in, when I'm working, and in my career, that the tools given to me both in the business program and in the art program here are just so important to my everyday needs. And then additionally, particularly when I was in the art program, and I was also the head lab aide of our art department here in my time going through the degree programs, I learned the most important thing was really about me. I learned who I was, who I wanted to be, and what I wanted to do, and it gave me amazing friends, mentors, and loved ones that I am just so endlessly grateful for. And with this new addition and this new campus, I started out on the Roscommon. That's where art was until this semester. And, just seeing the growth in such a short time, it's just a testament to how great Kirtland really is and how much they invest into their students and into the community here. And I think that with this new building and the new campus, stories like mine of success and things like that will just continue to grow. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Sean and Sarah. Again, can you ask for better representatives of a student body, representatives of the faculty and staff that have taught them here? So again, I thank you. And Sarah, just a side note on you, my daughter also attended Grand Valley, got a degree in, I think it was like political something or other, couldn't find a job, all right, ended up pursuing her love, which was nursing, came back to Kirtland, got her RN degree, and was up in Newberry for 11 years running the oncology department there, and is now working down in Spectrum in Grand Rapids. So she followed the same path you did that many students have. All right, so we always offer alternatives here, and that change that Representative Rendon talked about, that change is for everyone at any time. We offer it here. One other thing that we offer is a tremendous amount of scholarships and financial aid. I will be introducing the chairman, or I should say the Leader Foundation president, director, all right, of the Kirtland Foundation. And he is just the representative of the foundation workers who do an outstanding and tremendous job raising funds to support our students here. This past year, Todd talked about the shutdown of many manufacturers and the fact, well, you know, you haven't been able to get a lot of things that we were used to. That pandemic shut down a lot. That pandemic did not shut the foundation down. The foundation this past year, during the pandemic, went out and doubled the amount of scholarships being offered to our students. I think that's a fantastic accomplishment for the foundation. So it's my pleasure now to introduce the foundation president, Mr. Dave Lepper.
Hello. As a Kirtland alum, class of 1972, I am proud to be a part of today's activities. The Kirtland Community College Foundation was established in 1972. It's kind of ironic that now I'm back here as the director. But it was established for the purpose of securing resources from the private sector to augment and extend the financial base of the college. As a separate 501c3 organization, the Kirtland Foundation exists for one purpose: to support Kirtland Community College, its students, its faculty and staff, and the communities we serve. Our mission is to strive to become a world-class organization linking benefactors to the college and student needs. Our vision: the Kirtland Foundation provides Kirtland Community College and its students with the resources to provide affordable and innovative education opportunities to support every Kirtland student in succeeding in college, in their career, and in their community. I'd like now to introduce the Kirtland Board of Directors. If you would you all please stand? And thank you for all your support and support of me as the director. Our board is representative of a lot of communities around our service area, from Rose City, Higgins Lake, Houghton Lake, Gaylord, Mayo, Roscommon, Gaylord. So we were very diversified in that way, and it's, I'm thankful to have their support and all they do. Thank you. Scholarships are our priority. As we saw the need and knew that was where we needed to focus our efforts. When I first got here 3 years ago, started reading the applications of our students, and it became very obvious that that's where the need was. When you read their stories and why they need the money, and so we made it our focus. We've actually, in the last 2.5 years, tripled the number of scholarships and more than tripled the money available for our students. So we're helping a lot more students to get their financial needs met. We don't want money to be the reason people are not getting the education and training to fulfill their dreams. As I said, we're going to continue to increase the number of scholarships we raise, but also with this new facility. Wow, this is a great facility. We want people to come here, see this facility, and ask them to invest in our students by even more creating new scholarships for everybody. I'd like to thank all of our donors that are here today for their support that's helped us to create all these new scholarships. So we are very proud to be partners with Kirtland Community College. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. And I want to thank everyone for being here today and taking part in this ceremony. Oh, you know what? I forgot important. Darn me. I'm sorry. I need some help, though. Ron, could you give me some help up here, please? I knew there was something, not being a speaker, I'm not used to a lot of doing these things, but I need some help. Board members, could I get you to come up, maybe get like 3 on one side and 3 over here on the other, please? Not enough. I need one more. I got to get audience help here. Cheryl Quinn, Mrs. Quinn, would you come up here a second, please? Maybe that will. Oh, where's he at? A person I haven't even mentioned yet today, Dr. Quinn. Come up here in a second. Board members, spread out just a little bit. Just spread out. Now, I want you over here. I need some help here with you and Cheryl. Okay, I need some help. You know, true leadership takes foresight, takes dedication, takes the ability to bring people with them, takes the ability to get people to follow, takes the ability to listen to what people are telling them. Kirtland Community College has been blessed with that true leader. And the Board of Trustees was not going to let an opportunity go by that many times leaders of organizations, particularly in education, because I found in education, the higher you go in education, the least recognized you get as you get to the top. This Board of Trustees was not going to let that happen. Dr. Quinn, Mrs. Quinn, if I could please have you lift the drape. Please, Cheryl, both of you, go ahead and lift it. The Board of Trustees, to a single person, unanimously would like to name and will name this event center the Dr. Thomas Quinn Event Center. To give thanks to all the work, Dr. Quinn, that you have done for not only the college, but our communities. And Mrs. Quinn, for you being the person there in the background, allowing him not to retire, but to stay with us. So I want to thank both of you, and Ron, Ed, Todd, great job keeping this a secret. And board members, thank you. So again, welcome to the Thomas Quinn Special Events Center here. And Dr. Quinn, I'm putting you on the spot. Would you like to say a few words before we get to the ribbon cutting? Why don't you come behind Mike?
It is a building, of course, but it is about the people that are here. And I will tell you that it is a world-class building, but it's world-class instruction that goes on here. And so thanks to all the faculty and all the people that are supporting that, because just come and talk to our students. You heard one, you heard an alumni here. They'll tell you it's really a great place to be. So thanks to all the people that supported that. Really great to see you here.
And now to the ribbon cutting ceremony. If I could get a couple of the trustees, please. There's two ribbons there. Each of you could grab one. And President, no, I would leave it right there. If you would grab the scissors, please. And bring that ribbon right down here in front. I got told by the guys in the back we have to do it right here. We're not going outside, by the way. It's a beautiful day it's turned out, but they said we have to do it right here, so we're going to. That's our colors. Put them right together. Put them right together. All right. Yeah. And if each of the board members could grab hold. Okay. Okay. All right. Can you do it? There. All right, pull it tight, pull it tight. Marianne and Ed, Dr. Quinn, we need you right up front.
Okay, okay.
You can. Just so everyone knows, we are going to now take pictures right up here, right up front. We have different groups. We ask you to please stay for your pictures. Those of you who would like a tour of the buildings, please take a tour. We'll have administrators to give you a tour. There's fantastic desserts, refreshments outside, but hey, as an old athletic director, there's no eating or drinking on that gym floor, okay? All right, no eating or drinking on that gym floor. But we will be taking pictures, and I'll be calling you up one group at a time. Group one will be the Board of Trustees with Dr. Quinn, and followed by Group two, who will be on deck, Dr. Quinn and our representatives, political representatives, Mr. Milborn. Okay, you'll be Group two, so please stay with us. Group three, while Dr. Quinn's back there talking, Group three will be Mike Hansen with the Board of Directors and Dr. Quinn.